Hey, welcome back. Great to see you all. I'm here to present another interesting topic. Couple of days back, I read a news research article and it proposed a novel approach in dealing both the structured and unstructured data using the language model, which is going to be transformational in the data engineering space. First of all, before we understand the approach, let's understand the problem statement and how we can address this problem with the approach proposed. Let's get back to the basics. There are various ways to get an answer to your questions over your data sets using the natural language queries. The two most popular approaches are the text to SQL, second is a RAG. So the RAG is input lookup. What it means is it look out for the few related records to your questions in the entire data set, and then it will try to give an answers using those two data sets, data points or records. On the other hand, text to SQL focus on converting your natural language question into a SQL query and execute that over the database and generating the response. Both of these approaches fall short of in case of the complex queries that requires a semantic reasoning and world knowledge and also domain knowledge. I know it does not make any sense to you. Let's understand with an example so that we'll understand the problem statement clearly. Take an example of a database table called the movie, and assume that it had 4 columns. One is the movie name, second one is the gross revenue, third one is the reviews, and fourth one is a genre. Genre means romantic, crime or thriller, like that. So let's assume that user asking a question: can you find me a highest revenue movie which falls under the category or genre of the romantic? Then the RAG2 system will come into the play and they will generate a query like select max of revenue from the table where genre is equal to romantic. This is a very simple question. But if you take one step ahead and ask a question like this: can you summarize the movie reviews which is considered as a romantic and which is also considered as a classic and which is also having a highest gross savings? Okay, I'm repeating the question one more time. Find a movie which is having a highest revenue grossings which falls under the category of the romantic movies and which also considered as a classic. If we break down this question, first we need to find out a highest grossing movie in the category of the romance. The second, we need to find that whether that movie is considered as a classic. This second point, right, considering whether determining the movies as a classic requires a general knowledge because it was nowhere mentioned in the table column definition. So this is where the language model come into the play, its knowledge come into the play to find out whether it's a classic or not. And the third step is finally summarize the reviews of that particular movie. So high level, it has three steps: finding the movie in the category of the romantic with the highest grossing, and then finding that whether the movie is a classic movie, and the third one is summarizing the reviews, all the reviews of that particular movie. So this is a challenging for the traditional RAG or text to SQL systems because they not only require answering the question but also reason and requires an external knowledge or general knowledge or world knowledge to find out whether that movie is considered as a classic or not. Enter the tag table augmented generation, the approach proposed in the research paper. This approach is a 3-step process. First, query synthesis. given the user query is converted to the database query to retrieve the results from the database. Second step is the query execution. The query is executed against the database to retrieve the results. And in this step, we leverage the language model to find out whether the retrieved movie is considered as a classic or not. So we will find out the classic movie with the knowledge of the language model to find a right record, like the classic record with the highest grossing movie. And the third step is generating an answer. So given the movie, like figured out the movie name and its reviews, the final step is taking the user question along with these movie reviews to generate a summarized response or natural language response to the user. So this is a very, very high level of the tag approach, and there are a framework called the LOTUS. It's an abbreviation for the large language models over table of unstructured and structured data. Implemented this research paper. I'm going to make a quick demo on that framework in the coming sessions, but here a very high level glimpse of the how the query executed with the tag approach in the next slide. Thank you.